Hello, I would like to talk about the points that you need to aware for the point CP4 as well. Okay, for the CP4, you can see this one is talking about the location advantage. When we are talking about the location advantage, we have to provide some map evidence, which we include place name and also the grid reference, which is talking about the 4-digit number and also 6-digit number shown in the figure, shown in the map. Okay, so to start with, we are going to talk about the different criteria of finding the location factor. For example, our relief is talking about checking out whether it's gentle or steep, and then accessibility, which is talking about is there a lot of railway, road, highway, etc. And industrial land use, which is talking about whether there are lots of industrial land use and it will provide some pollution right there. How about the scenery, whether there's a huge look for good scenery or the sea view for good scenery. Okay, and also for the environment, which is talking about whether it's having a lot of greenery or open space, and then public utilities, power lines, water pipe, labor for the which is can be obtained from the public housing estates, as well as the middle class residential space, which is talking about whether we have more space for further development, which is for example, if it's in a coastal location, if it's in a coastal location, and then it will having more space by the reclamation. Okay, so in a city area, so bear in mind what is PCME problem. Okay, problem of urban decay, which is this, and I will show you in the DBQ as well. Okay, and for the C, the cause, which is long history of development, rural urban migration, poverty problem in communal planning, and then also the inefficient monitoring of the labor. And for the measures for the urban decay, most of them are talking about 4R or 5R. Okay, where the remaining R I haven't mentioned right here, which is talking retrofitting. Okay, but it's never happened in the DBQ before, past paper at all. So I think I would better skip it first. Okay, evaluation whether it is sustainable or not, and also for the and so we can explain it or elaborate it by economics aspect, social aspect, as well as the environmental aspect. So on top of that, we gonna have these kind of things to concern about. Okay, costly, time-consuming, collective memory, social linkage, piecemeal or ownership rights, so on and so forth. Okay, so to start with, I would better talk DBQ with you. Let's see. Which will be your page 26. Okay, which is talking about a old building in the central, and then you can see there's a lot of problem. And the first question for the A part, I'll better skip it because I'm not going to elaborate along with the map as well. Okay, but from B1 you can see there's a lot of urban problem arise from this total old building, lack of maintenance, some of the shops is idle. Okay, illegal structure funding all the way. Okay, so it's enough to explain for this urban problem. Okay, explain how the redevelopment can solve the urban problems in area X. As I've mentioned before, we can have a better building design, and then we can build more with taller building, and then vertical expansion can help to doing so. Okay, improve living environment, widening road, improving urban image are also the things can be done by the urban redevelopment. Okay, but for here you have to be careful, which is not about the redevelopment, which is talking about revitalization. Okay, but how it is recognized that it is a revitalization? Because the land use, the land itself is not changing a lot, and then but you can see the land use is changing. Okay, from the residential land use, this one originally which is a residential land use, and change to the commercial land use. Okay, which is the PMQ nowadays. Okay, so what kind of urban renewal strategy is talking about? Is talking about the revitalization. And what are the merits of the urban renewal? What are the merits of the revitalization? And you can see it can preserve the original features of the historical building, and then making full use of the old building, and then save the building material, reducing construction rates, upgrading the community image, and then promoting employment facilities as well as the other economic activities. Okay, and also it's also talking about whether rehabilitation can help to reduce the inner city problem, which include for the rehabilitation, it is more leading fewer money, and then also leading fewer time. Okay, it's more efficient in terms of time and money. Okay, because we just need to pay a little money and then take a very long time, for example several months, and then we can make a building from old to well painted, well maintained. Okay, so accordingly, this is very fast and very low cost indeed. Okay, the building appearance can be improved. Let's think about the food alley next to our school, and it is an example of the rehabilitation, which is just the building originally is older than Mr. Leung, already 40 something years old already, but you can see it's still well painted and also well maintained, so it's quite good. Okay, in a good condition. And then the demerit may include the traffic congestion may not be well solved, and then land use conflict. Again, you can see the exhaustion from the kitchen in the restaurant, from the food alley is always occupying in the food alley. When you're always passing through the food alley, you will always get the smell from the kitchen. Why? Because this is about the land use conflict, because the land is so small, and then the pollution in between different kinds of land use is inevitable. Okay, and then overcrowding also occurs, and also we after this rehabilitation we cannot obtain more land. Okay, we cannot increase the number of the floor. Okay, so this is the major problem that caused by different kinds of urban renewal strategy. Okay, so that is, and let's change to the part of the urban encroachment. But you may ask, what is urban encroachment? Wait a minute. Urban encroachment should be in here. Okay, page 31, and it's more fewer things to goes on. Okay, which is talking about urban encroachment problem may include the traffic congestion, pollution problem, reduction of the size of farmland, for example the Northeast New Territories, more abundant land, so on and so forth. Okay, more flood, more again land use conflict. What are the causes? Most of them are the conflict between rural area and also the urban areas. Okay, solution: new town development by integrating the sustainable concept, application of EIA as well as the legislation, including country park. Okay. And what is sustainable? And you can see right here, you have to analyze one by one, economically, social, and also environment. Okay, and also you have to inform all the stakeholders involved. What are the best measures? Which is like this, and I'm not going to talk about it one by one. And finally, we are approaching to the question. Okay, illustration of the question, which is your 2012 DSE. Okay. A1, we're talking about the land use in there, and you have to find out the map to talk about. So I'm not going to talk about this like this, okay, because you don't have a map right now, okay. And what's this problem? And you can see there's a lot of containers which is occupying the farmland, okay. Sorry for the back and right photo, but originally this is the farmland, and then right here is the farmland, and then this one is the container. It's occupying the land in the farmland. So accordingly, this one is the urban sprawl problem, okay? Urban sprawl problem or urban encroachment problem, okay? By using the map evidence, explain the condition leading to the occurrence of the urban process in this area. So how can we find why there's a lot of urban encroachment? Without a map, I know you doesn't have the map, but I would like to using this as an illustration of the raised piece, and you can see accessibility can be used by this, and then by use of the road linking with the Tinshui Y and also Yun Long, okay, space, okay, and also industrial area, okay. So you can use the waste piece easy and then get the 6 mark easy. So what are the problems caused by the urban encroachment? Should be like this, and then I'm also talking about this in the notes already or summary already. Okay, which include land use conflict, but the differences between the urban decay land use conflict and then the urban encroachment land use conflict is that the urban encroachment land use conflict we'll be talking about the rural and urban, okay, and then the loss of natural scenery will occur because the rural area will be engulfed by the urban area, okay. Drainage problem, we are having more flooding because more rubbish is being accumulated in the drainage, and it will cause a great problem. Transport, which is mainly about the traffic congestion, and then also the road safety concern. Economic problem, increased land rent, farming land use replaced by the urban land use, abundant farmland, okay. One more, which is talking about the location and site advantage. Location and site advantage, again, raised place, okay, which is industrial area, next to it, next to the Shenzhen, next to the Tinshui Y, okay, and so on and so forth. Industrial area also something like this, okay. But you may are going to ask, what are the location advantage as well as the site advantage? Location advantage, bear in mind, which is always comparative, okay, comparative, which is talking about interrelationship between two things, okay, just like whether it's next to the why NPL is having a good location advantage because it's next to the Hong Kong station, and then the accessibility is high. So this is the location advantage. How about the size advantage of NPL? It includes there are a lot of good swimming pool, a lot of good playground, so on and so forth, which is talking about the inherent advantage just in the site itself, okay, 本身嘅 okay, flat land preservation of the declared monument housing for the rural resident conserving hills, so on and so forth, okay. And also we can have think about the existing infrastructure, which include the west rail, and then planting trees for the buffer zone, and then sewage treatment plant, so on and so forth, okay. So that is the end of the Cp4 revision, and that is let's see the Cp5 revision.